That's diabolical. Is this not what I came here for? Y'all not finna do this. It's like an intervention. Y'all got backup. Hello, little enzymes. Welcome back to Dacia's Digest. I just want to say, let's take a breath because I feel like January has been long and it's a lot that's gone on in this short span of time. So many things that have gone on in this short span of time. So I just hope that this channel gives you a little bit of a break from the craziness that's going on outside in the world right now. So the topic for today, we're going to title it Rejection Connection. It's some relationship drama, some family drama. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also the information will be included in the description. I was accidentally sharing the screen, but I'm not going to refilm that part. This story says, I accidentally saw a text on my 28 male girlfriend, 29 female's computer saying that she feels she's out of my league. I feel like I have to break up with her. I've been with my girlfriend for about 3 years. Everything has been pretty good overall. This happened a few weeks ago, so I've had time to think on it. My girlfriend had an opportunity to go on a free sunset cruise, fancy dinner, drinks, etc. with some coworkers, but had a presentation due that night, which needed a bit of work, so I said I'd do it so she could go. That's generous. Turns out it needed a bit more work than I thought. I was on her MacBook and I want to send it to myself to work on the desktop, Windows, so I can be more comfortable. So I opened messages, can't find my name in the recent combos, and just type it in the search bar. When you do that on a Mac, it turns out that it will show the contacts if you search a name, and also the most recent conversations where the search term, my name, was mentioned. Right before I click my name, I notice a message from her sister that says, I like OP a lot, but I feel like you are very much out of his league, and he should try harder to be a better man for you. The irony, as this man is the only reason he's on her laptop is because he's doing something for her so that she can go on a trip that she wanted to go on. Anyway, he said, so I open it, maybe crappy, I know, to which my girlfriend responded, I agree. I read their convo, nothing more, and she went on to say that she thinks I'm unambitious, eat like crap, will resent me for making less than her, and that she wouldn't want kids with me, even if she did want kids. She said that I was the one keeping her happy, though. This was said during a fight over her never being willing to visit me 1 hour away and leaving me to do all the traveling, but then saying she was going to fly 6 hours one way to visit her male friend, only context given for literally 1 day. OP, come on. Yo girl is telling you that she can't drive an hour to see you, but flies 6 hours to see a quote-unquote male friend. Now she got you home alone doing her work while she's on a sunset cruise, probably with the male friend. You don't even know. It's time to stand up, OP. It's time to stand up. He said she would fly in at night, spend 1 day together, then fly back the following day. It turned into a fight because she was willing to fly 12-hour round trip and spend hundreds of dollars on a flight, and we both have no money because we're students, so it's a big deal, but wouldn't travel 1 hour away to visit me for an entire weekend. Just to clarify, she didn't end up going because I thought it was suspicious. We got in a fight, and during or after the fight, the convo took place. I'd agree that she probably is out of my league, and she will almost definitely make more money than me, but we both will have doctoral degrees, and I expect to make $120 to $130K, and she'll probably make $250 to $300K. So there is an income disparity, but it's not like I'm not making good money regardless. I don't think I eat that bad, and I'm slim, low end of normal BMI, so I don't think I'm completely out of touch there, but definitely not eating salmon and steak every night. There was no mistreatment on either end. I tried to do nice things with and for her within the means of my $0 student salary, and her parents like me. I just think she doesn't like me. I almost feel dumb for asking, but I'd be a fool if I didn't break up with her, right? And then there's an update. Yeah, bruh, this is over with. Like, she probably already cheating on you. The whole friend thing, that whole thing is suspicious. Sounds like you're the guy that she knows is gonna, like she said, makes her happy or whatever. Probably says yes to every request that she asks of you, but you're not the one that she really want to be with. So you might as well go try to find somebody who wants to be with you just as much as you want to be with them. Some of the comments, someone said, mate, put aside what she says for a second. She's willing to go visit a male friend 6 hours away, but unwilling to visit you an hour away ever? That should have been the end right there. Agree. Somebody said OP is the placeholder. Another person responded, sucker, you mean? He's doing work for her so she can relax. Huge favor. I'm definitely getting placeholder vibes. It's just not making sense. So, like I said, he did have a small update. He said, update, yeah, we're done. Sorry it wasn't the dramatic ending some may have been looking for, but I did bring up what I saw. She cried and said she didn't mean it, etc., and that was about it. Thanks for the people reminding me I'm a catch, because it seems like I forgot that for a bit. But I'll probably wait a bit before dating again, so I won't be able to see how true that is for a little while. Small edits for clarification. She didn't go on the 12-hour round-trip flight because I called her out. She cheated in the past, but not on me, that I know of. And for people saying I'm cooked or things like that for waiting this long, I had very important tests to take, so I didn't want the additional drama until they were over. So it's not like I read it and was gonna let it slide. Okay, well, glad he let that go. Let's go to the next post. So this one says, am I the a-hole for not letting my husband into the labor room and picking our child's name? This is a throwaway account because I'm so annoyed and need to vent. This will be a lot, so I'm sorry in advance. I, 28 female, had been together with my husband, 27 male, for nearly 10 years. We got married at 21, had our first son a year after, followed by our daughter 3 years later. I built my whole life around my family. We got good jobs. He worked full-time. I worked from home. We had a good home and a great neighborhood, and we put our children in good schools. We also had a successful business on the side. I thought we did everything right. My best friend, since we were in middle school, lived close. We had our daughters around the same time, and we'd have play dates all the time. We leaned on each other a lot. I gave her all the support when she was going through issues with her daughter's deadbeat father and got her in contact with a good lawyer. I leaned on her when I was recovering from my traumatic second birth and the depression that followed. We leaned on each other for everything. 10 months ago, I found out I was pregnant for the third time. I was really uneasy about this because of my traumatic experience the second time. Also, my husband and I both agreed we were done after our 2 children. I considered getting rid of the pregnancy, but my husband insisted we keep it. I was still uneasy about the pregnancy and borderline miserable for the next 6 months. I was diagnosed with hyperemesis gravidarum and was throwing up 20 times a day for 6 months straight. Ooh. I couldn't imagine. I lost a ton of weight, had to stop working, and was sent to the hospital frequently due to severe dehydration. My husband stood by me and showered me with attention, for which I was so grateful. He cut down his hours at work to look after me, the house, and the kids. My best friend would come to our home frequently to check on me and also help with the house. When I hit 6 months, the hyperemesis gravidarum decreased a lot and I was almost back to myself. One night, after having a movie night with my family, my husband and I were getting ready to sleep. He fell asleep right away while I quickly checked on the kids before getting into bed. His phone was vibrating like crazy, So, out of genuine curiosity, I unlocked his phone. We used to do this a lot when we were younger, so I didn't think too much of it. I was already sitting in bed. I saw messages from my friend. They were frantic spam messages. One of them said, "Please come over, I need you." Another said, "I know I shouldn't be messaging here, but I miss you." And "Come over when she's asleep." Your best friend. Your best friend. Out of all the men in the world you could have chose, not only did you choose a married man, but he your best friend, married man. You've been in her house, helping her through her sickness. And now you texting him at night while she in the bed, telling him to come over because you need. That's diabolical. Opie said, "I think I was there in a daze for nearly 5 minutes. I cried a lot quietly and the fatigue kind of left me. I scoured his phone looking for more. I saw emails and DMs from them both, even using apps like Kik to message and the pictures. But the worst part was finding out my husband left me one time in the hospital with my mother while he went back home where my kids were being babysat by my friend and got intimate in our bedroom with our kids in the house." I kicked him out the following morning after confronting him and filed for separation sometime after. For the next 2 months, he had been begging for forgiveness, then complaining and insulting me that I'm not letting him see his kids or that I'm stopping him from going with me to doctor's appointments, which I had been. Now, you guys know how I am about fairness. No matter what, I do think he should still see his kids. Unless he has proven that he is a bad father, I still think he should see his kids. As far as the doctor's appointments, I wouldn't want a cheating husband to go to my doctor's appointments, but you can still see the kids that are here in the world already. Anyway, she continues, "We had planned months earlier about who was going to be in the labor room. It was going to be my mother and husband. He called me when I was 35 weeks, questioning the labor situation. At this point, he had moved in to my ex-friend's house shortly before this call. I said no, and he got very angry. Lots of my in-laws and family members told me to put our differences aside for our baby. I still said no. I gave birth to my son with my mother and sister present and didn't feel any regret about my choice. After my second traumatic birth, I just wanted to make sure this one was as stable as possible, which it was. We were going to name our child after his father who passed away. I went along with it to make him happy, but changed my mind and picked a name I had always loved since childhood. This aggravated him even more. Am I the a-hole? Because I'm being guilt-tripped by many people right now. All I want is for everyone to leave me alone and for me to just be with my kids. Edit, just wanted to add that I do let him see the kids. That would be crazy if I didn't. My children love their dad. I just have certain boundaries now that we aren't together, and he doesn't respect them. He gets angry and says things that are categorically not true. He got to meet our newborn son hours after I gave birth." Oh, okay. Then that was going to be my only critique in this situation, is not seeing the kids. But she said he do see the kids. So nope, not the a-hole, because from a purely medical standpoint, she's about to go through one of the most dangerous things that anyone can do, which is giving birth to a human being. And the environment needs to be as peaceful as it can. If that means that your cheating ex-husband is not in the room with you, then so be it. That's her decision. At the end of the day, she can have whoever she wants in the delivery room. Also, as far as the name, I don't think she's an a-hole on the name either, because if you can't respect our union and our marriage and our covenant, then I'm not respecting your decision of our child's name. I don't give a goddamn. So, yeah, I don't think she's the a-hole at all, for real. Some comments on this post. Someone said, "Not the a-hole. This is a scenario where you should feel safe and comfortable. He was cheating and left you in the hospital, so you shouldn't listen to him." Exactly. Someone said, "Not the a-hole. If he wants to look at a lady's coochie that bad, he can look at his new girlfriends, not yours, during labor. Oh my goodness. Someone said, absolutely not the a-hole. Your soon-to-be ex-husband and your ex-friend are both monumentally huge pieces of crap. Wow. I'm so sorry. I hope you find someone else to love and love you after all this is settled. Yeah, looks like everybody's pretty much agreeing. She's not the a-hole. So there was an update after a whole year. Oh my goodness. So it says update. So I'm back after nearly a whole year. I completely forgot about this post because I've been so wrapped up in other things. For anyone who doesn't want to read the whole post, here's a summary. And then she does the summary of what I just read. Like I said, it's basically been a whole year. My baby turned 1 today, and after celebrating his birthday and Christmas with my kids, it finally hit me. This is my new reality. First of all, my ex-husband and I finally went through with the divorce proceedings. I had been holding it off during my pregnancy and early postpartum period to avoid added stress and to carefully plan for my children and myself. I was awarded primary physical custody of our children. Their dad visits once a week, and the 2 older kids, 7 and 4, spend every other weekend with him. My youngest will start doing the same in a couple of months, which makes me nervous. He's especially clingy with me. All my kids are, but my youngest has really only known me as the most present parent. One of the main stipulations in our custody agreement is that my ex's affair partner is prohibited from seeing the kids. My poor kids have been confused enough by their parents' sudden split, and I didn't want them even more confused by seeing their aunt, who is supposed to be mommy's best friend, with their dad. It was deemed emotionally detrimental in court. Okay, period, because I wouldn't want her that floozy around my kids either. As for the baby name, he's been so bitter about it. I think he's still mad about it. His side has been trying to convince me to change the name to something we both like, especially after the divorce was finalized. But it's been a year now, and the baby quite literally answers by the name I gave him, so I'm not going to be changing it. He was also unhappy with the child support payments, among other payments, and asked for some revisions. No, you don't get revisions, bruh. You should have revised your actions when you was in the bed cheating on your wife. That's when you should have been thinking about revisions. Revise your thought process. Revise them text messages and them dirty pictures you sending to another woman that's not your wife. She said one main thing he asked to change was the cost of our kids' school tuition. He pays for their tuition, which he felt was too much and too harsh, but the court stuck with the original payments. As for my ex-husband and ex-best friend, they continued dating. I found out that they had started seeing each other a month into my 3rd pregnancy. Oh my goodness. They had actually slept together during my 2nd pregnancy, but didn't pursue a relationship then because, as they put it, they weren't ready to ruin things and didn't want to hurt anybody. So they've been doing this for a while. Because how old, did she say how old the 2nd kid was? 4. So this is a years-long thing. Because you don't just out of the blue sleep with your best friend's husband. There has to be things that lead up to this, which is also part of the cheating process. So they've been cheating behind her back for years. That's crazy. That's crazy. I would feel so betrayed. The 2 people closest to you, basically. Oh, man. So she says, my ex's side has been very supportive of their relationship, even inviting her to holiday gatherings like Thanksgiving or family holidays. Because of this, my kids don't go very often to these events. I don't know, after this whole fiasco, I'm coming to the realization that perhaps my ex's side never really liked me all that much, but that's okay. I eventually spoke with my ex-best friend to ask why they did it. She claimed that they were just friends but grew close while she was dealing with issues involving her deadbeat ex-boyfriend. Both of them insisted that my ex-husband just wanted to protect her, which supposedly turned into love. Hearing this, hurt me a lot, but at the same time, I felt relieved to know the truth. When I sat with this information for a while, it stopped hurting. It made me realize that I didn't still love my ex-husband and could finally let go of him and their betrayal. They broke up a week ago. Ha! Ah, that's great. That is a cherry on top. Glad to hear it. She said apparently it's just a break, though who knows. Although my kids go to their dad's house every other weekend, it has helped a lot with making time for myself. Obviously, I'm figuring out who I am without being a wife or mom all the time. In many ways, I find what happened to be a true blessing, which is why I'm no longer angry. As for me, I've been seeing someone. Okay, OP got her groove back, period. She said it hasn't been very long, but we get along great. Initially, my ex-husband made the whole situation difficult. He didn't want me to have any man specifically around the kids. And that's it. Let me go to her profile. Nope, there's no other update, but hey, she seems to be coming out on the other side of this. She got the divorce. The kids are okay. They still see their father. She got a new person in her life and seems like she's moving on. So good luck to you, OP. The last story also has an update, and the title is, Would I be the a-hole if I disowned my parents after my mom refused to take care of me after I give birth? Throwaway account, and my English writing is really bad. Please bear with me. So I, 28 female, am 30 weeks pregnant with my first child and am about to move to another state, and mom has this thing where she takes care of my siblings when they give birth until they recover. She has done it for my older sister and my brother's wife, so I thought that she would do the same thing with me too, but a week ago, she told me that she couldn't because it is too far away. We got into a fight about the whole thing, and I told her to get out of my house, and now we are not talking. Okay, that seems like a bit of an escalation. Were there any resolutions discussed? Like maybe you going to her house instead? Goodness. She said, before you judge me and say that my mom isn't obligated to take care of me, I will tell you that this isn't about mom taking care of me. It was never about that. I am that one child in the family who nobody really cares about. My parents always claim they love and treat us all equally, but man, is it obvious that they love me a little bit less than the others. I always thought that maybe I'm adopted, and that's why they don't care about me that much. Well, I am wrong because I am 100% theirs. Well, that's sad. She says, it is always about how my other siblings are doing or how mom and dad are suffering, but it is never about me. It was never about me from the beginning. I am rarely celebrated even if it is supposed to be my day. My birthdays, they rarely celebrated because mom and dad forgot or they just threw everything in the house and called it a birthday. High school graduation party? Nope. My parents have already wasted a lot of money for my big sister's college graduation party, so they can't do that. But they, quote, will make sure to make it up to me, end quote. Do you think that ever happened? I will give you a minute or two. If you guessed no, then congrats, you guessed right. They shared the wedding expenses of my siblings' wedding, but, quote, since my husband came from a good family, they don't have to share wedding expenses, end quote. Not my words. I have always been the therapist who listens to my mom and dad's rough day, or the one who needs to help mom because my older siblings have a lot of schoolwork to do, or because my younger siblings are too young to do that kind of work. They always tell me that I am a good daughter, but I am never the one who they brag about to their friends. I did everything in my power to make them proud, but my achievements will always be below my siblings. I have tried to talk to them about how I feel multiple times before, but the only thing I get is a hard scolding about how I was getting spoiled. I hated my life until I got out of that house, but I never had the courage to let go of them, thinking that they would change. This is so odd. I can't figure out what's going on here. Because at first I was like, well, if she's the youngest child, maybe it was because the parents regretted having another child and like having to take care of her. But now, judging from how she's writing this out, she's more like a middle child, which like I know there's this stereotype that like the middle child always gets neglected or looked over. But why? This is so odd. And it's not like she's adopted or anything. Just trying to think of reasons why they would be treating her like this. That, from how she lays it out, this sounds terrible. So she says, well, my mom just proved me wrong. Mind you that my older sister lives a whole ass ocean away from us, but mom decided that taking a 10+ hour flight to another continent twice was not hard at all. But all of a sudden, taking a 4-hour ride to my home was too much, especially when I'm in a place where I don't know anyone except my husband. I am so freaking tired of them putting everyone else above me. I'm not gonna lie, I would have an issue with this. I would have a great issue with this. I would be feeling some kind of way, and I would probably be thinking about going no contact. Because what is the problem? What was the reason? And so then she says, so I will make things right between us until I leave because I don't want to end things on a bad note. And when I get to my new house, I will just cut all contact between us. I don't think I have the energy to do all of this crap anymore. And besides, I have my lovely husband with me, so I will be all right and build myself a new family where I am truly appreciated and loved for who I am. And then she says, note, I am the third out of 5 children. My younger siblings are twins. Wow. So some of the comments, someone says, not the a-hole, tell her you can't keep in touch. It is too far away. Another person, not the a-hole, yes, I agree with you. Make nice with your mom while you're visiting this time and minimize contact when you get back to your own home. It could be that your mother wants you to beg and plead, but my reaction is, F that, put your energy on your husband and build a new support network where y'all live now. And then the last comment, not the a-hole, put them on a strict information diet. Stay off socials. Inform your husband and his family that you want nothing posted on social media. Do not let them know when the baby is born or when you go into labor. Do not answer the phone, respond to email, texts, etc. Put them on a ban list at the hospital if you have to. Gather more evidence of them singling you out. Then, when asked by others, you give them the full story. Maybe shame will cure them. All right, well, there was an update 3 months later. Hello, first, I would like to thank everyone for their kind advice. I was honestly shocked when I saw all of these messages. I really appreciate it. A lot has happened since my last post. I tried to call my parents, but they blocked me, and I couldn't reach them, but I was determined on getting the closure that the younger version of me wanted. Wait, why did they block? What? She said, so I called my older brother and I asked him if we could meet up and talk about the situation. He told me that he won't meet up with me after what I've done to our mother, and he berated me, saying that I was an ungrateful person and that mom is in a lot of stress and pain because of me. Girl, I told him that it wasn't fair for him to just assume that I was the villain and that he couldn't even understand my point of view because they didn't treat him like they treated me my whole life. He knew that they treated me like their personal chef, maid, and therapist for years, but they couldn't even give me the love and attention that I wanted for once in my whole dang life. He basically screamed at me through the phone that I was a piece of trash for saying that, and that mom and dad treated us all equally, but I was just a dang narcissist who can't think about anyone but myself. I tried to talk, but my emotions got the better of me, and I started breaking down on the phone, and he hung up on me. What is she the narcissist? Now I'm getting, because why is she the only, but she provided pretty clear examples, but maybe I I'm confused. She said, I even started asking myself if I was really the narcissist that my family seemed to think of me. Okay, you and me both, sis, because what's going on? But my husband came to the rescue and helped me through all of this. But the doubt that maybe I was in the wrong still lingered in my head. I guess my brother told my parents that I called him because Dad called about 2 days after that and asked me to meet up at their house. I was about to say no, but I couldn't because his voice was filled with remorse, so I thought that maybe, just maybe, we could get past the whole thing and I could drop the thought of cutting contact even if my mom doesn't want to help out. After like 3 days of talking to my dad, me and my husband went to their house to talk. I thought that it was going to be me, my husband, and my parents talking, but they invited my brother and his wife. As soon as we sat, my dad started talking about how disappointed he was with me and that things shouldn't have led to this. Oh, I would immediately have gotten up and left. Is this not what I came here for? Y'all not finna do this. Then y'all got the whole, it's like an intervention. Y'all got backup, damn near. She said, I told him that he was right. Things shouldn't have escalated to be where they are now, but I assumed that since mom helped take care of my sister and my brother's wife, she would do the same with me, but she just favored everyone else above me, and it was frustrating. I told them about how I felt for the past years, and I told them everything that I said to you guys, but all of them acted like they didn't care, which honestly hurt like heck. I knew at that moment that I didn't mean anything to them, so why was I fighting to be part of a family that didn't want me? My husband was going to speak, but I told him not to. Everyone gave their opinions about it, basically blaming me, and then Dad asked me if I wanted to say anything to Mom. I told her that I was sorry because I didn't want any type of bad blood between us before I close this chapter and move on with my life, but she didn't say anything back, and Dad said that we needed some time to cool off and set some boundaries, and I guess that was it between us. In the next 2 weeks, we were packing and leaving the state. I didn't tell anyone about where my new house will be. Only once I got there and settled down did I write a long message about everything they did and how I felt, and at the end of the message, I told them that I was completely cutting contact with my parents and older brother. I changed my phone number and blocked all of my family from my social media. And you know what? My life has never been this peaceful in a long time, and I am happy about everything, and my baby will arrive any day now. It is honestly stressing, but I love it so much. We hired a helper around the house because why not? Now my day consists of sleep, taking walks, eating some more, having back and hip pains, and repeat, which honestly isn't that bad. Thank you for reading. Well, that was an abrupt ending, and I don't think there will be an update yet because this was just posted today. Yeah, it was just posted 2 days ago. So there's no new update. So hopefully we get alerted when there is an update because I want to hear what happens. Okay, once the baby gets here, how are they going to react? I need the details. Anyway, so that was the last main read of the day. So we will be going to our palate cleanser. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And this is going to be the palate cleanser. Somebody reposted this video on the Dacia's Digest subreddit. The caption says, "Dog's first snow." So on the screen, it says, POV, your Texas dog sees snow for the first time and then this happens. And the whole video is just him jumping through the snow like a deer almost. Like he's leaping through the snow. It's so cute. I'll play it, but I have to put my own music on it because it's copyright, but let me just play it. He's jumping so high. It's just like hopping all over the place. Shout out to whoever posted that in the subreddit. So that'll do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.